US President Donald Trump says he's ready for second phase of sanctions against Russia. Now the move is being seen by experts as a failure, in fact, of the Alaska summit where the two world leaders met only last month. Now Trump has repeatedly threatened Moscow with further sanctions but withheld them as he pursued talks. Meanwhile, experts say Trump has been frustrated as there is no halt in fighting in Ukraine after he initially predicted he would be able to end the war swiftly when he took office in January. Listen in.
Are you ready to move to the second phase of sanctions against Russia or punishing Putin?
How was your call with the Prime Minister of Australia?
Are you ready to move to the second phase of sanctions against Russia or punishing Putin?
How was your call with the Prime Minister of Australia?
Are you ready to move to the second phase of sanctions against Russia or punishing Putin?
How was your call with the Prime Minister of Australia?
My colleague Vishal Vivek continues to be with us. Vishal, you heard Trump there. What would this second phase of sanctions entail, if you have any updates on that? And clearly, is this an inkling, like experts are pointing out of the sheer failure, in fact, of the Alaska summit? And we also remember Putin on record saying the leaders mostly made small talk when they were together in Alaska. Vishal, what's the latest you're picking up?
So the big Alaska summit that happened a few weeks ago, that seems to have failed totally. It was high on optics but low on delivery. That's been proven through these statements by Donald Trump, in which he clearly signaled that there would be secondary sanctions, there would be another round of sanctions on Russia. To your question of what those could entail, so we have seen in the recent past that Russia's oil trade has been targeted by the West and its allies quite heavily. So it is expected that that would continue. There would be further sanctions on Russia. There's a shadow fleet of Russia that operates across the globe and that has been able to sustain the Russian economy in the times of war. So that shadow fleet could be the next target. Some of the a part of the fleet is already under target, so we could see bigger sanctions on that so-called shadow fleet. But all of that will have to be seen. But for the moment, as you rightly mentioned, Alaska summit in itself seems to have failed because it was billed as something, as an inflection point in the big Russia-Ukraine war. It's been almost 3.5 years now, or probably over 1 million people have been killed in the war. So it was billed as something that would be the next step in bringing the war to an end. But that doesn't seem to be the case because Trump, as reports have mentioned, that he's quite annoyed with Russian President Putin because his repeated attempts have failed. He has said when he walked into the White House for the second time that he would bring an end to the conflict within a day, and it's been more than 6 months now and that has not happened. So Trump seems to be riled up and he's ready to put more sanctions on Russia.
Well, you beautifully put it there, Vishal. High on drama but low on delivery. The Alaska summit, and of course, we'll keep on following the latest updates with respect to this story, of course.